Hi, welcome back to my channel, Faraday Academy. If you are new here, I make programming videos that range from general advice to more focused tutorial videos. So if you're interested in that type of content, please subscribe to my channel. And I also want to give a big thank you to the people who have been sending me messages and leaving comments, giving me advice and tips and stuff. That really does help me a lot, and I really appreciate every bit of it. So for those of you who have been saying that I'm a little bit dry and I guess don't move around that much in my videos, hopefully this one's a little bit better because it is a topic that I am genuinely a little bit upset about. And that is about these online scams. So you already know software development is an incredibly hot topic, and some people make a lot of money off of teaching software courses online, whether it's Udemy courses or they have their own platform or a Teachable account. And of course, there's no regulation. The only idea you have if something is good or not is usually from the reviews. But if it's a private site, you don't always have reviews to look at. So how do you know if a course is good? So I want to start this video off by talking about a personal experience that I had about a year and a half ago. So if you've been following me, maybe you know that a couple years ago I got into blockchain development, and I was looking for a bootcamp opportunity so I could work with other students on projects and kind of fast track my learning and get a lot better. So I saw some people online that were saying they were going to attend this bootcamp called School of AI Blockchain Developer Bootcamp. And I looked at the curriculum, it looked pretty good. And I was going to get to build projects with a team several times over a 3-month period. I think it was a $300 course, if I'm not mistaken, taught by none other than Siraj Ravel, who's become somewhat, unfortunately, internet famous, especially over these past few months. So to make this very brief, the experience was awful. From the start, we were invited into a Slack group, and then we were waiting on the curriculum to be released on the Teachable platform. Now, when the day of release came, their curriculum was not ready at all. And slowly Siraj would post one more lesson after one more lesson, which was usually late or very late. It would be riddled with typos. A lot of it was his very shallow YouTube videos, kind of like hype videos that were just reposted into a curriculum. It was very strange, and it did not live up to the promise of the curriculum that he had shown in his outline. Not only that, on the Slack side, he had a teaching assistant who for some reason quit within the first week, but we didn't realize that he had quit because there was such a lack of communication that we were just sending messages to him and not getting any reply at all. And of course, Siraj was completely absent in the chats. He was rarely ever there, almost never answered any questions. Lots of people wanted their money back and were really upset about the quality of the information, the course. A lot of people didn't know what to do. It was just a really frustrating experience. So long story short, we still wanted to get the most out of the experience as students. So me and another student from South Asia actually reached out to Siraj to help him out, and we offered to be like teaching assistants kind of for the course. So he gave us logins for Teachable, we updated his content, I tried to edit and fix mistakes and typos wherever I could, add videos, all of the empty lessons, we tried to put content there, and we had a couple conversations with Siraj on Skype, and it seemed like he had just overbooked himself. And so I felt like he was trying and had maybe made a mistake with this course. By the way, me and the other individual who were teaching assistants never got paid for what we did, even though Siraj kept our money for the course. Now, this is really upsetting to me because also at the end of the course, I had another conversation with Siraj where he told me that he was trying to do better and that he was going to just offer courses for free in the future and just use his other monetary channels or channels of revenue to make money from. And so I thought that he was changing and trying to improve, and he really listened to our feedback and the feedback from other students. So that's why I didn't want to bring up my bad experience from this course before. And I've also seen that over maybe last year sometime, he started to open these AI centers or AI groups all over the world, where he would basically try to get people together who were all studying AI into the same house or the same community group so that they could all help each other and learn together. And I thought that was a really great initiative. And so I don't think I thought about Siraj or the course really that much again until just recently, when I found out from Reddit and Twitter that he had defrauded many more students in a new machine learning course that he was offering as a paid course, which kind of made me upset because I feel like he lied to me, and I spent a lot of hours trying to help him with the blockchain course that he really messed up on. So to find out that he had charged students maybe a similar price on this course, and it was also impossible to reach him, many of the same problems occurred, and it was again hard for students to get a refund because apparently there was no refund policy. Then he tried to sneak it up, and then he tried to offer people more of his courses free in the future instead of just giving them the refund that they deserved because the content did not live up to expectations. Not to mention him lying about only having 500 people in the course so that he could spend personal attention with students, which he did not do. And he also had maybe up to 1,500 people in the course. He tried to hide that fact by having multiple Slack groups, which again didn't work out. And there were just so many levels of deception. It really left a bad taste in my mouth, and I got upset about it. Not only that, he was caught plagiarizing content many times. He even plagiarized a whole scientific paper, and just the dirty tactics made me upset that so many people paid him so much money, and he just kept defrauding people again and again and again. And this isn't only a problem with Siraj, although he's the kind of the biggest name out there under programming class scams right now. But there were also entire boot camps that took everybody's money and the founders just split and left. There is definitely a problem with online courses that aren't on a major platform. So if you go to a platform and purchase a subscription or a course on, say, Front-End Masters or Pluralsight, or you purchase a specific course on a site like Udemy, or you take a nano degree on Udacity, they have very specific refund policies where if you are not happy, you can get your refund no matter what. Now, on these smaller sites where there's usually one teacher or they're not run by a big company, it's hard to know what you're getting. So is the content going to be good, or is it just meh, or are they completely defrauding you like in Siraj's case and it completely doesn't live up to expectations? And there are a couple ways to know, and so I'm going to show you an example with the site Talk Python to Me. Now this site is run by someone named Michael Kennedy, who is a huge name in the Python space and runs the podcast Talk Python to Me. Now, he's also launched several dozen courses which are extremely high quality. And one way you can tell is from his other content, his other talks, articles, tutorials, his podcasts, they're all really high quality. So when he goes and makes a site with courses on it, you expect that they're also high quality. Also, right on his page, he tells you what his refund policy is, which I think is fair. It's 2 weeks. Unless you have watched more than 75% of the course, then you aren't eligible for a refund. So you can get a refund even if you've already watched half the course and it ends up you don't like it. I think that's very fair. These courses are made by a very trustworthy name in Python, and they're very excellent. Now there's also Michael Grinberg as another example who does the Flask Mega tutorial. If you watch his conference talks, they are excellent. You can tell that he has a really deep knowledge of Flask. And I personally used his content to really up my game with Python and Flask. So the moral of this whole story is be careful about the claims that people make. Don't just trust people at face value. Unfortunately, there are people that will repeatedly defraud students for the money. And I hope that through a little bit more awareness out there, we can better arm these students to look into the claims, look at the return policy, and make more educated decisions about whether or not they should take these courses. If you have any more examples about scams that you've heard of, or even good, trustworthy sites like TalkPython to me, then please leave them in the comments below. I also want to make a list of these vetted sites. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you got something out of it. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe so I can do better with the YouTube algorithm. I did upgrade my camera. I'm using a GoPro now, which is a lot better than my webcam. Eventually, I hope to, of course, upgrade that to a camera that's better for YouTube in the next 3, 4, 5 months, who knows. If you want to support my work, then please consider subscribing to my Patreon, purchasing my book about learning to code and getting your first job, or I also have a Patreon link listed in the description below. Until next time, have a great week. Thanks.